Hey, this is a podcast. No, wait, it's a comedy podcast. Well, we tried to make it a comedy podcast, and it's not meant to offend anyone. So don't get offended, okay? And wait, there's something else. Oh, yeah, yeah. Listener discretion is advised.
Audiomatic presents Our Last Week.
Hello, listeners.
Hello.
2022 has ended, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of shit has gone down this year.
Do you remember what you did in 2020? People are like, what did you do? Recount, recap. I just get depressed when I recount, recap. It's
You
just
you
the same
traveled a
things.
lot.
I
You
traveled quite a
you
bit.
you spent a lot of time in the UK doing shows.
Yeah.
we did this
shows.
show.
We did. We carried on. This show we've been doing year after year.
Yeah, and I did a
You
couple
went to
of
many
shows.
places?
I went to a couple of places. Tried picking up some skills, but failed miserably.
What skills did you try to pick up?
Skiing. We discussed it last
failed.
week.
You failed.
I failed. I failed.
You did. You did go skiing. That's
Yeah.
true. That's true. I went to Norway.
You went to Norway, yeah?
And nothing happened. I've been to
Nothing.
Norway before. I went to Norway again. I did shows. I came back. Nothing exciting to report. Our friend Mukul Chadda, he often, when I message him, he says, I ask him, what are you doing? And he says, I'm sitting in my living room.
Hmm.
And I feel like that is also a very graceful way of aging.
Yeah.
You know, let other people do all the participating of life. You just sit in your living room.
Yeah, that's one way to be, yeah.
So if you've done that, then that's your 2022. That's perfectly
That's also
respectable.
fine. Yeah.
So enjoy our best of
Yes.
2022,
This is the
which is
recap.
recap. We think it's the best of. You may just think it's off
Yeah.
2022. Just a bunch of
Yes.
conundrums because we don't know what else there is in life, but there are always conundrums.
So have a listen and let us know.
We'll see you in 2023.
Bye.
I should stop doing
You
that.
should stop kissing people.
Sorry, I keep doing this. We are in a place together
Yeah.
again, recording our last week.
You say it like it's like a new thing every time,
Yeah.
but actually, I mean, every time people are listening to us, we are recording.
This is true. But sometimes I'm actually in a closet. I don't know if I've told you
Yeah,
this.
that's true.
I
You're
mean,
in another city, country.
actually, I'm just in my parents' house in a closet. I mean,
Okay.
it's just literally that. That's not a metaphor for something. It's not like,
You're out of the closet. or something.
yeah. I mean, it does fit into the stereotype.
Hmm.
You know, I'm a 45-year-old man in a closet in my parents' house. I'm Bengali. Like, it fits into all those stereotypes.
But it's safe to say that you are a closet podcaster.
I'm in the closet and I come out. It's like, what is your sexual preference? I'm a podcaster.
Yeah,
You know, that is a worrying sexual preference.
it is. It is.
It's concerning, but I record from inside a wardrobe. I have an old wardrobe that my grandmother used to have, and it's very large. There's not much in it, except my microphone, and I could get in and shut the door. It's a bit creepy. It's only creepy if, let's say, somebody opens the wardrobe. You'd see a large fat man sitting there with headphones.
So it's like what people would today call a walk-in wardrobe.
It's a walk-in.
So it
It's a
was like a
walk-in.
large sort of space.
Yeah. Although I have to say, I would assume when my grandma bought it in 1897, it was a small wardrobe for its time.
For its time.
Because they used to have 30, 40 children and all their clothes would be there. It's a tiny wardrobe for the era.
For their time.
For the era. For
Yeah.
now, it's enough to be a podcast studio.
Right.
That's the difference that time
Time has-
Where do you record usually?
I
mean, now we are sitting across from each other.
now we're in a studio, but generally I sit on on a small stool. It's one of those it's one of those ancient. There used to be these things called dressing tables, where which used to be a little low.
Mothers
And
used to-
mothers used to
yeah,
have it,
yeah.
and it has a mirror in front of
Yeah.
it, and it's pretty low, and then
Yeah.
it's got a special stool,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is
yeah.
also pretty low,
Yeah.
and it's just all sorts of inconvenient because
yeah.
because when you're dressed up to go out somewhere in a sari and then you have to almost squat on this really small stool
Yeah, and then do the
and then do
makeup.
the makeup.
Yeah.
So all that's left of that whole unit is
Yeah.
just the stool now.
The mirror's
The
gone.
mirror's gone, the table is gone,
Yeah,
everything's
the,
gone.
the mum is in another house.
The mum is gone. So
Yeah.
now it's just that stool that's left. So I sit on that stool.
No
It's-
makeup is there.
No, there's nothing. So instead of doing any makeup or anything
Yeah.
like that, I sit on that small stool on
Yeah.
and I place the mic on the corner of the bed.
Yeah.
So and then I kind of put a few cushions around the mic so that
Yeah.
it's just like a little soft.
Yeah.
And then I sit on this little small makeup stool.
Yeah.
And then I talk to you.
I'm now lost in that image. Like now I won't be able to focus ever when we are not together because I'll just think of you wallowing in a set of pillows.
Right.
You know, doing this podcast while doing makeup.
Yeah.
That's not even yours.
Yeah, it's not mine.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
I'm a bit worried of which one of us should come out of the closet. It's concerning.
One of India's biggest Bollywood stars, Ranveer Singh, posted photographs of a photo shoot where he was nude on a carpet. Right? And it started a morality debate. And we both discussed this. And obviously, a morality debate is very boring. What is the morality around nudity? It's nobody's business. It's uninteresting. You, for example, in fact, before I get into the conundrum, you, for example, have said you have been nude many times in many motion pictures and other media without any hullabaloo.
Yeah, well, I'm not nude completely, but cracks of asses and stuff like that. But as in, it's not. I guess It's not a celebration of the male form in my case. It isn't a sexualized kind of thing. It's more done for comedy and comic relief. So I guess it's a little different.
I'd say it's. If I was nude, for example, it'd be an insult to the male form. It would be seen as some sort of a protest against the male body.
Right.
And you have said such to me in private as well.
Absolutely.
But of course, in my memorial service, you'd say he had a great body, obviously. Right?
Yeah. Lit.
Exactly. So we won't go into sort of your private nudity or my private nudity, but here the question is, one of public nudity. And one of the things that I think we talked about, which is the bigger conundrum, is how this might affect future roles.
Well, I think, when we've discussed this before, firstly, I think a lot of the protests is not about seeing the profile of a man's bum cheek or something. I think the protests also have to do with the fact that now we've seen him convincingly in so many different roles. No? We've seen him as Kapil Dev. We've seen him as Baji Rao. We've seen him as Alauddin Khilji, if I'm not mistaken. Now the problem, I guess people also said, "Arey, now I've seen Kapil Dev's bum also, Khilji's bum."
Yes.
So I'm saying that I guess people now that they're like, "Arey, I've seen all these bums now, not only that bum. Ranveer Singh's bum is one bum."
You raise a very good legal point as well, because Kapil Dev may not have consented to his bum being on air,
Right.
in a magazine.
And no, I'm not saying he needs to take Kapil Dev's. I'm saying in people's minds, you know what I'm saying? In people's heads now. They're like, अरे यार Kapil Dev का bum भी दिख गया. That's the problem.
It's terrible. And now, in fact, for me, the World Cup victory is tainted. The 1983 World Cup victory is because of the bum. So there are two aspects to this. There is him showing you bums of other historical characters he's played. So the past is tainted.
Yeah.
But also certain things in the future may also be tainted. Like, for example, if he was playing, if he was being considered for the role of, say, Chief Justice Fali Nariman. Or Ram Jethmalani or whatever, like some senior law, or Field Marshal Manik Shaw. People might be
Muhammad
like...
Ali Jinnah.
Or Muhammad Ali Jinnah. There are certain roles for which he might be automatically disqualified.
True. And that's sad.
But you also brought up an interesting point, which is other doors might open up.
Other avenues will open. You know what I'm saying? Other cheeks will part.
Yeah.
Kunal, Anuvab, I went into a government office to register some documents. Won't bore you with the salient details, but one of the folks at the office asked me to make a photocopy, and as an addendum, he said, safe side ke liye, do 10 more copies. This got me thinking, all our homes are filled with copies of original documents. My parents have cupboards full of them. I'm slowly accumulating my own pile. Why do we do this?
Yeah, no, this is a big problem.
This is a fantastic Indian conundrum.
I think it's a sort of like a lot of people's houses are made up, like there'll be 30 to 40% of the house will be made up with just Xeroxes,
Copies.
documents,
Copies.
and it's not old newspapers, it's not books, but it's copies. It's
Sometimes copies of copies.
Of copies.
Yeah.
I sleep
Yeah.
on Xerox copies
Yes.
because my bed has these massive drawers under it.
Yeah.
On either side, 3 huge drawers, and they go all the way back to the bed. And you just pull them out and they just got copies and copies and copies and Xeroxes and Xeroxes. So, I mean, documents, I don't even know. I don't think I need them ever in life.
Yeah. Is it because we're a no-trust society? We just like copies of copies?
I think that it all comes from the pressure of that line and the lady at the end of it.
Yeah.
Because you know, whenever we were going to those lines, like if it was a passport, ration card, I mean, so many different documents that we needed when we were growing up, all through the 80s and 90s, or even college admission. And you've been in this long line. It's a huge line.
You have your birth certificate?
Yes, yes.
Mark sheet?
I have it.
Yeah.
What
What
four
about
copies?
your 4
Four
copies? you have?
copies. No, I have 3.
Oh.
Then you come tomorrow.
You can't go into this college.
Yeah.
Today's the last day.
Today's last day. Now your life is changed.
Attested copy you have?
I have 3.
Yeah. And father's birth certificate?
2.
Attested?
No.
You can't get it.
So then your
Your life
life,
is
you're
ruined.
basically then from that point onwards,
Yeah.
your life is now going to take another direction.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what happens is that the Xerox is not just the Xerox.
No.
It's basically now my options in life have reduced because I didn't have a attested
One extra copy.
I did. It was one extra copy I needed.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would have gotten admission there. I would have had a
Your
better
life choices are between New York City and Bhopal.
Yeah.
And all because of one attestation.
One Xerox. If that Xerox was there,
Life would have
I
changed.
would have been a different person, a different human. I would express myself
Your parents,
differently. My friends would be different. My parents would be happy, healthy, all of this. But it all comes down to that
You don't have one piece of
one
paper.
piece of paper.
What?
So what we do is that we take like as many copies of everything and we start putting in documents that are just totally not unrelated,
Yeah.
not required.
Your mother's recipe.
Yeah, why your dog's government registration is in this? What does it have to do? You've come for. Then I'm like, forget it. I'm not going abroad.
Yeah.
I don't want to go abroad only. I don't want it.
Let me get out of this
Let me
office.
get out of this office. I don't want it.
All these documents you brought, na, the excellent. That's what the officer tell you. But they're in English.
Yeah.
We need half of it in English, half in Marathi.
Yeah. And 2-3 in Gujarati.
Yeah.
So then what happened is that because of those experiences, you change your opinions also. And you say that forget it. Like you lower, I mean, everything changes in your life.
Yeah.
But I've found that recently what's happening to ease the tension
Yeah.
is that there's one person who comes to you before you get to the window.
I love that guy.
That guy is a stress buster.
He's the
guy or lady,
documenter.
whoever,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
They like, sometimes in an airline queue also they come to you and they help you with your check-in a little early, or like, you're in the line and they'll do. He's like, they're one of those mitigators of.
But how quickly his eyes go through that pile?
Yeah, and it's like.
Visa, passport. Yeah, it's that noise he makes.
He makes that noise and basically through
Invitation letter. Proof of residence. Proof of finance, health insurance. Yeah.
And then it's
And
like,
now for your wife, for child.
so it's all there,
Yeah.
and then he'll spot that one thing
One
that's missing.
little mistake.
How come only 2 years? We
Yeah.
need 3 years.
Yeah.
3 years needed.
Yeah.
It's like,
Bank statements,
I
yeah.
have it. And then you pull it out. But then when you get to the window and everything is beautifully aligned and everything is like in the format that they want it. And if anything, one staple has been done to one, she'll make a face,
Yeah.
Or she'll
Why
look at you
did you
like,
staple
wow,
this? Yeah.
why did you staple this together?
Yeah.
We didn't ask for this stapled. So then it's that removal of that staple pin. It's like extra work for that person. So that tension of those moments leading up to the window, at the window, is what makes us go in with like a mountain of Xeroxes.
And she knows exactly what staples not to torture her with.
Yeah.
So this guy, don't need this. He'll take out, because you've
Yes.
given him a Bible.
Yeah.
He'll just take out what's not necessary,
Correct.
etc.
And he'll say, what is this?
Yeah.
Why have we brought this? What is this Xerox of?
No need.
We don't need this.
Yeah.
What? You got a javelin throwing school certificate?
No need,
not
no
required.
need. Yeah. The last thing I want to say about this is that we put everything in there.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a country where it's tough to get a visa of.
Yeah,
Everything. If you could,
everything.
we'd put a person in there
Yeah.
to plead, like
Yeah.
a small little person. Please let him go. Please. Anything you've got. Like you'll Photoshop a photo of the president of that country and you
Yeah.
shaking hands. It's a 2-day trip.
I've put newspaper clippings and all that.
Yeah.
I've gone to that extent.
Yeah. I've
Like
got
just
the
to show.
Wikipedia page.
Yeah, I've put like this is me. I've done something. This article or some small clip somewhere. I've put it. Put that also.
No, I've
Letter of recommendations.
everything.
All this thing. Different. Please let him go. Please let him go.
And it could be a letter of recommendation for anything. It says here. It says Kunal Roy Kapoor is an excellent fisherman, and this is a certificate to qualify that he's caught 2 mid-size rui fish
Yeah.
off the coast of the Andamans. Can you tell us how this is related to the South Indian film you're acting in?
Yeah.
For which you are traveling to Greenland.
Yeah.
They're like, just put it in there now.
Yeah. Just put it now.
But the
It's a
middleman-
certificate. Yeah.
Who loves the woman in the counter, not the way.
Yeah.
They're not needed, sir.
Yeah.
He'll tear it up. And you're like, what do you do? Why you tear
Why
it?
you dare it? I have a copy. It's okay.
For safety.
for
Everything in
safety.
India we do, take this copy for safety.
For safety.
People have 2 children for that reason.
Yeah. For safety.
I had this extra. What if this guy turns out to be a bastard, an actor, or a comedian? I have this other child for safety.
Safe side. Safe side.
Safe side. For the safe side. I've never had an Amazon Alexa. And I'm staying here alone to do my work here in the UK for a bit. And this apartment I'm staying at has an Alexa. And there's something very weird about waking up in the morning. Weird and brilliant. You say, Alexa, play the news or something. And even now, as I'm saying it, I have to whisper it and say it to you, because if I say it a little louder, Alexa will start playing the news.
Yeah.
So I'm saying that it feels like I'm in the presence of another presence, even though I'm alone. And I think if I'm not careful about using the word Alexa, random shit might happen in the house. I don't know if you've installed one of these in your residence, but I know many people have.
I think Alexa and all these other devices, or many companies have them. They are just, they're the final acceptance of being spied on. So they, so they are like, oh, but I wanted to be spied on. But whereas the phones and our digital devices, our laptops, our iPads, everything else, we haven't given in as it. I mean, we are being spied on as much through our email and through everything. It's just that we haven't formalized it. I think Alexa is just the formalized, physicalized version of that spying.
Yeah. And also it's like you're living with another very sophisticated woman of an uncertain age. It feels a little dirty. Because the other day I said, Alexa, tell me what the latest films are. And then suddenly I said, Alexa, louder, Alexa, softer, because I'm cooking, so it's sort of like I have like some unexpected, I don't know, medieval dwarf running around the house doing stuff for me.
Well, it feels wrong. I mean, if the like sometimes, like after a certain age, you say, Alexa, please be an older woman. I can't hear such a young person's voice anymore. So then can Alexa's voice get older, not just change? Like I'm saying, be an aged person. Like I want an old person to give me advice. Like I don't want it coming from a young person. Like, or maybe it'll feel better coming from an older voice, like an old man talking to you.
But do you think Alexa will age? And see, again, I'm whispering because if I say it too loudly, it'll come on. Do you think Alexa ages as you age? So it's sort of like how 2 pensioners get old. Alexa just gets old with you.
I mean, I'm hoping that they think of that, because otherwise, like, it's just like, then you're just constantly talking to this young girl. And it, like, you don't feel like you've moved at all in life. You feel like, Arey, what happened to us? We used to be the same age. I got old. You're still. So if they want to keep that thing going, they're going to have to age the person a little bit, whether it's a male or a female voice. It's going to be an old person telling them the news,
But
news today.
and then you should be able to have conversations with Alexa like how two old people talk. What?
Yeah.
Say it again.
What, Alexa? What did you say, Alexa? It's like, you old fart. It should be that, then that's real companionship.
That's proper artificial intelligence. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kunal.
Yes.
Message from Akash.
Hi, Akash.
Anuvab, Kunal, hello. I was driving and had to go into, under, inside, off. Insert your own preposition here. Very good, Akash. The dreaded car subway. Ooh, I live near the car subway. Which, as two residents of Mumbai, I'm sure you have taken and would know is a single lane road. It is. This got me thinking. Did those city and urban planners who designed the roads of Mumbai deliberately design narrow single lane roads to keep people out of the city? I'll tell you what my fear is when I go onto the car subway. That the whole thing above my head is going to fall on me. I think it's a train track above.
But it's only a train track. As in, there is no. I think they've just put the tracks across some dirt.
Yeah.
And the train is just resting on those tracks. I don't think there's much else.
No.
It's like, इस पे तो निकल जाएगा ऊपर से.
Yeah, it'll go. The train will go.
And it's that loud metallic kind of sound.
So there's no paved road, you think, above our heads when we go through the subways?
You can literally see the train. You can see
Yeah.
the underside of the train.
Yeah.
It's quite a scary thing. I mean, it's not. I've always thought of car subway as a sort of drain.
Yeah.
I've thought of it as this never used to be a roadway.
Yeah.
It used to be some sort of, like in
Large
a bathroom,
drain.
you have a nani trap, they call it, like just like water gushes through it and just like goes through.
Yeah.
Or like
yeah,
sometimes you have a
that.
division between your bath area and your dry area in a bathroom. Is like a small uprise on the ground and there's a little hole sometimes between it. And water just goes from one end
What
to the
is
other.
that? I've always
like,
noticed
just
that.
like, when you're washing the bathroom, the water goes under it.
Yeah.
And it just kind of. So I've always thought of car subway as a sort of like a nani trap, like a
Yeah.
little, like sometimes at the beach, when you got a little bit of sand and then you feel that, I can make a tunnel through this if I dig from both ends.
Yeah,
And
kids
you just
do it
kind
a
of-
lot,
the
yeah.
kids do it. And they scoop out from both ends and then, of course, that thing collapses on top. But basically, you've kind of. I think that's what car subway was. There was nothing there.
Yeah.
It was like a normal train track just going.
Yeah.
And then they just started scraping away some mud from either end of that track under it.
Yeah.
Then ऊपर कुछ नहीं चाहिए, वो train तो चला जाएगा ऊपर से. And it's just like one little hole where you just got to squeeze yourself through and pop out from the other end.
So you're saying it's like a sand castle. There's a great noise. What was that? That's us coming out of the other end of the car subway.
Yeah.
Do it one more time for our listeners. That's very good. It's like, I don't know what you popped there, but it's very good. It just comes out of the other side. Just like, I can't even do it.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I just made a dirty noise. But I sort of feel like our everyday Bombay life is like that. Like we're all perpetually inside the car subway in a large drain, just going from one end to the other. It is a very large drain, isn't it?
I think Bombay is about. It's basically about squashing people into narrow spaces, then letting them out, and then squashing them again.
Yeah, just
It's
a bit
like-
of hope.
It's like a little bit of hope, like, oh, look at the space. Squeezing. Oh,
Yeah.
so much space. Squeezing. Oh, space. So I'm saying it's constantly when you're traveling, you feel
Yeah.
like you're going from one sort of bottleneck to the other. And you always feel like, I'm out of it. But then again, there's a bottleneck. And I'm out of it. So I think Bombay's planning, because it happened in such a haphazard way, and then, especially Khar and Mahim and all these places, little villages that ultimately have become part of the city. None of this was designed or planned to really take like 15, 20 million people. So
But Bombay gives you that feeling, right? Even in the car, you feel like we're one giant car stuck in this 2-hour traffic jam. You get home, it just feels like there are 50 people in bed with you. Is it to give you that feeling that, this is not Norway. This is a town where we either rise and fall together, so you're perpetually in that car subway. Do you think that's what it is?
yeah, I guess that is one way to look at it. I guess that, and that's why there's this constant struggle to kind of push people away, like I want more space, I want more space. Your constant endeavor in this city is basically, it's a space endeavor.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like,
money is for space. Yeah.
the whatever money you earn is only
It's a little more space.
just like cars will come and go, jewelry, watches and all. Yeah, okay, whatever. But basically, you're just trying to push people away from with both your arms and saying, "Get out of my way!
Yeah.
I want a little space here."
Yeah.
So whether it's your room, whether it's your flat, whether it's your
family,
and you just
anything.
don't-
Yeah.
And like generally, you're being lived on.
Yeah.
So that's why now these high rises, you want to feel like, oh, I'm living above everyone.
Yeah.
So these are the feelings that people actually are thriving on. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm above all this. Oh, I'm going. I'm climbing to the top of the hill here.
Yeah.
I have a little more space here. I can stretch my arms here. So everything in Bombay is about just gaining that little bit of space. But car subway is one of the most representative of like, I'm going to squash you back into that
Yeah.
little. Even your little car is going to smell.
So you belong in this drain and it's flooded.
And there's a train on top of you which has thousands of people in that train, and there are people on top of that train, and then there's a plane on top of that train. So it's like, there is a plane somewhere.
And there
on
are
top of that train.
600 people just staring at you in that
Yeah.
tunnel.
So you feel compressed. And now what's scary is, I'm glad car doesn't have the metro, because otherwise there'd be a train under
Under
that
you.
train. So
And in that tunnel, there are 3 people sleeping on the side, you know?
Sleeping
Well,
on
like,
that.
don't
So-
wake us up.
And there
Yeah.
are pipes also, there's electricity going through, there are rats living there. And what's ironic is that subway is only like 20 feet long.
Just that's
Something.
it.
It's hardly any distance.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's just that you get a flash of your whole life of how you're totally fucked. Yeah. I love how all real estate advertising in India is about exactly what you said. Be removed from the India you know. Every other person is like, this apartment in the heart of New York City, this apartment in the heart of London, get the best of London, get the best of Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Here it's like, go above Mumbai,
Yeah.
go around Mumbai.
Everyone is below you.
Yeah.
You're above everyone.
Yeah.
It's a dream.
Yeah, you live in the heavens.
You're not with anyone.
Yeah.
You're alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no community here.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no community.
Yeah. Yeah. There's greenery, forest,
Only for
isolation,
you.
solace.
Yeah.
And you're like, that sounds pretty good.
But
man.
once you get there, you realize you're sharing it with 40,000 other people.
Yeah. 3 of them live on your lap.
Yeah.
Yeah. ये my idea hai. One last point I want to make about this, which is around civic infrastructure. We don't often talk about civic infrastructure on this podcast. And building a road or improving civic infrastructure in Bombay feels like the journey of life. Like you had said, it's a city constantly in development.
No, it's a very difficult thing, and as we had discussed, I think it's much easier to do infrastructure outside cities, intercity,
yeah.
and all of that infrastructure is easier, railroads and roads and etc. Because I mean, it's all open spaces, and you have to acquire land and do it. But within cities, as one BMC, I think one of the BMC governors or whatever it's called had said that doing road work or any of these improvements or metro and all in Bombay is like doing open heart surgery on a patient who's running. So you're actually doing open heart surgery while the patient is
1 minute, sir.
running.
1 minute, sir. So
And
just 1
the
second.
patient is running.
Yeah.
He's on the
I have
move
to
and
go.
all.
I have to go.
I have to go. I have to go.
One
I have to go.
sec,
I'm
1
moving.
sec.
1
1
second, sir.
second.
Your artery, sir. Your artery.
Yeah,
1 second. Just 1 second,
We
sir.
need this capillary. Just 1 second.
Let me just put this. So the guy is on the move. He's like constantly. So
You're tickling me. You're tickling me.
So 1 second, sir.
Your heart is cut open, sir. Just give us 1 second. Yeah, it's so true. Absolutely. Villages, you can do anything. If you're building a road from Bombay to Delhi, you can go to a village in Rajasthan. Say, किसका घर है ये? जैसे मेरा है सर. यहाँ से highway बनेगा. नहीं सर, मेरा 3 भाई है. Just shoot him. Whatever people do. And in the city, it's sort of like, I want to break this building in Bandra. They're like, oh, you can, but it's under litigation. And the actual owner lives in Canada. But the real owner is Dawood. You're just stuck in this loop. Kunal,
Yes.
I have a political conundrum.
Okay.
Recently, there was a situation, there was a certain defection, betrayal of the political party.
and 30 MLAs defected from the party.
Right.
They're telling you to betray the party you've believed in your whole life.
Right.
So that's the question. Like, I have a question for you. Do you have a price of betrayal?
Yeah, of course. Everyone has a price. Right? I mean, like, you have to.
Let's a price to say whatever you're in,
Yeah.
to stab that organization or that person in the back.
Right.
What is your price? Yeah, like there's a thing like that, right?
So it depends on, firstly, how attached you are to the thing that you're attached to. You know, like how passionately you feel about that, and how vehemently you hate the other one to join with them.
But let us say you don't hate either side of it, that it's purely financial.
Then you're totally up for sale, right?
Yeah. So as these MLAs are, so let us say that you are in a film,
Yeah.
and you're offered some money to stab the crew in the back and the film and defect and make the same script with another person. So and let us say you have no morals.
No.
Say you are inherently treacherous. And you, in your head, have you worked out a price if life was to ever give you that option?
Well, it would have to be enough to make sure that I don't need to do it too many more times.
No, and it's a one time, I think this sort of payout only happens once in life.
Yeah. So, I mean, basically, you're waiting most of your life to say that when is that moment going to come when you'll be able to quantify my
Your betrayal.
deceit. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, because we are deceitful every day.
But you've thought about it, right?
Of course.
See, this is the thing. I was thinking about it. Like, first I got upset because I was like, why don't I get opportunities like this?
Correct.
Like, why? But then I think this MLA had to work his whole life to get to this position where
Correct.
he's purchasable.
Right. And so I'm saying that once you say that, okay, now I am up for sale, is it the right time to sell? You know, you have to think of that, because ultimately you have to say that I'm selling myself. Once I've sold myself, I don't know whether I'll be of any value after this.
Correct.
Because whether
How
I'll
many
get...
betrayals will you do?
How many betrayals do I have in me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, because you can't betray and go back to the original side because you betrayed them.
Correct. So that's where legends are born.
This is the one-time payout.
Yeah. Either you make that one-time killing and you're done. So then whatever, then it doesn't matter whether you stand next time, you don't have any political ambition. But the legends are the ones who are able to then put a price on their honesty.
Wow.
So
then they say, this is my betrayal price.
but
then they go back to the original parties and say, these guys came.
They came, but I don't want to take it. I want to be honest.
But
I want to be honest.
Price
but this is my price for the honesty.
for being
honest.
What I was 3 days before I got the call.
So that is the
If you
game that
want
you play.
if you want me to continue as is,
As an honest guy.
but the boss will be like, but that's your
That
current
is honesty.
status.
But that is honesty. He's saying, no.
No. There's a price.
See,
It was honesty till yesterday.
now you need to pay
it's
for
a
the honesty.
Choice.
Correct.
Now, if you want me to continue
Yeah,
as is, the price is 6 crores.
correct.
Because I've got a counter offer.
Yeah.
I've got a betrayal
So
offer
you tell
for 5
me,
crores.
you want me to be honest or you want me to be betray? Or you want me to betray? The choice is yours. So I'm saying,
And the boss, the original honest boss will be like, why is this a choice? You should just be honest or be a betrayal. He's like, no.
I want to be honest. I want to be honest. You have to help me to be honest. But see, honesty, you have to just be. No,
you can't just be.
You can't just be.
I could be 3 days ago.
I can be anything.
Yeah,
I could
yeah.
be a chicken also. But here I want to be honest. Would you like me to be honest?
Yeah. Then this is what it'll
Then
cost.
this is what it'll cost.
And he said, but last week you were honest. He said, yeah, but last week I didn't have the counter. Betrayal offer.
See, because when you don't have
A price
a
for
price
the other
for the
thing.
betrayal, then what is my price for honesty?
Yeah.
So both
These are life-changing moments.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because right now we are ordinary citizens living our life. If tomorrow someone says, here's the price I will pay you for not being who you are.
Yeah.
I want you to, I don't know, go and flash your neighbor.
Yeah.
For which I'm going to pay you 3 crores.
Yeah.
Then if there's a counter opportunity, say
Correct.
you go to your neighbor and say, see, this guy's saying 3 crores to flash you.
I don't want to do it.
I don't think
I
you want
don't
to
want to
see
do
me
it.
naked.
What is your
What is your price for me not to flash? And the
Correct.
neighbor will say, but why are you giving me these options?
See, I don't want to. I don't want to.
I don't want to see you naked in either circumstance.
Yeah, but now
Now
you
this is
tell me
gonna
what you want
happen.
me to do.
Yeah.
You tell me.
You want to see me naked? I don't want to see you naked.
Then you'll have to pay.
We have another conundrum from this lovely lady, Mohini Sharma. And she says, this is a great conundrum. The men in my family won't stop singing. Hi, Anuvab Kunal. I've moved back home for a little while after several years away. In my absence, it seems like all the men in my family have developed some kind of compulsion to sing songs at all times. Without any prompting, serenading, no one in particular, and often leaving a song in my head when I don't want it. This wasn't behavior they had exhibited before, and they don't sing very well. What can I do to get them to stop? Does it only afflict men? I'm afraid to catch it from them. I've seen this happen quite a lot. Just you're just talking to someone, someone will be like, Pal, pal, dil ke paas. You're like, what the fuck are you doing, man?
And what are these two men singing into each other's faces?
Yeah, I was just trying to talk to somebody. Actually, I have a larger theory about this. I think Indian families, in the no music scenario, what happens is that there's a lot of pent up aggression in Indian families. Like a father, say, is upset with the son, but instead of him saying, I'm upset with you, he will say, you parked the Hyundai in the wrong place again. He covers it up with a petty anger. Whereas the real anger is, you are dumber than your brother. So we use language, we use other words to say what we really want to say.
Right.
Like where say Americans, they'll be like, I've never loved you. Because you've never loved me. After you guys lost that child, you've just humored me but never loved me. People say what it is. Here kids will, I'm going out. Here it's some other thing. When will you be back? Maybe midnight, maybe after midnight. But they're not actually saying what the thing is, which is, you didn't let me marry Natasha, who I loved so much, and now I'm married to Rashi. I don't even like her. That is supplanted with, the curtains have torn in the guest room.
How come the dahi is always sour? How come it is always sour?
But they're really saying there,
Yeah.
really saying is, and there should be a book
Yeah.
of what Indians say, what we mean.
Yeah.
It should be a separate book. What he's really saying is, you couldn't have paid me another 10 lakhs. I could have had a Ivy League education.
Yeah. Instead of that, you'll say, I don't know how to subscribe to this channel. I don't know how to subscribe. You speak to the cable guy.
Yeah. You sort out your own iPad problems.
Yeah.
So language, and we've discussed this, the way to avoid that completely is song. Right? And the example that we discussed is, you see it a lot in offsites. When Indian companies go on an offsite, the HR in the evenings after everyone has a couple of whiskeys knows that this is a flammable situation. Because you know that Guru Murthy did not deserve that promotion. You know that that other sales guy is a dick. You know who's sleeping with whom. So the conversation is very dangerous. And it's not even family. So you can't even do the alternative conversation.
Correct.
So it does, like in, say, a beautiful Nainital Marriott, where the Cisco back-end team have gone for an offsite. Now, those guys don't have the petty conversation. They can't be like, take all that anger and be like, no, don't buy the Innova. Don't buy the Innova.
Yeah.
What they're really saying is, you deserve 4 lakhs a month. Fuck you, man. Like, you took that credit for that project. That's really what they want to say.
Yeah.
So they basically cover all that up with song.
Antakshari.
So the HR lady will get in there and say,
Se gana.
Se
gana.
Even before the drinks have come, like they get the song going.
They're like, don't talk about all this. Se gana gao. Se gana gao. And then se then this one. Dekhe zara. Kisme kitna hai dam. And everyone's getting very violent
And that
singing.
song, what he's actually saying to his boss is that you'll never promote me.
Yeah.
Because you have Monica, who you love.
Yeah.
And you'll always promote her. She's less capable than me.
Yeah.
But he's doing it through this song.
इंतजार हो गई. Sorry, it's intaha.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Very good. And
Yeah.
the boss is also saying, no, I won't promote you, you bastard. Fuck you.
So you're saying that.
Per se kya hai? So this family is camouflage.
Yeah.
The music is camouflage.
So you're saying that there are a lot of
issues
family
here.
issues now that's being brushed under
and
music.
Mohini's been away. Now the
Yeah.
Mohini's back. Lots of real estate issues, whatever,
These are
Just
large
signs, there's
assumptions you're making about the family
But
dynamic.
it's the music that's giving me the clue.
You're feeling that it's coming from
I
there.
think if uncles and all are singing,
Yeah.
then what they're really saying is that no, I won't sign that partition agreement
Right,
of
right.
the old house because I deserve a bigger share.
Yeah.
I deserve Raat kali ek kaam mein aayi.
Right.
And the other brother is also is like, you deserve a bigger share, you fucker. You don't even live in India. I've taken care of the grandparents. I've done everything. This is the house I live in. You've built your whole life in fucking Australia. गजब की ये कहानी है दुनिया की ये पहचानी है.
And then the others will join in.
Yeah.
So I mean, so you're saying that it's not a form of family bonding.
No, it's camouflage.
It's camouflage
Yeah.
for
Look for the real reason.
the real reason behind it.
Yeah.
So how does she address it then? Should she start bringing up these issues every time they sing?
Then you
that'll-
become an American family. Then you're like, everyone stop.
Yeah.
Whatever. Like bar bar dekh. Chup.
Yeah.
What is the problem? The problem is your father is a Jut. Like that. I don't know if we're ready for that.
I don't think so.
So I think that
I think we should let them
Antakshari was invented for that
continue
reason.
singing. It was left to cover up all these.
I mean, see in films, every time we use I hate Antakshari. Antakshari is like, because you see films, the reason they put Antakshari is there are no dialogues to give families at a wedding. Because what they really want to say to each other
at weddings.
at weddings, it's sort of like,
Look at what she's wearing.
this girl is from such a shit family.
Yeah.
Look at the boy, his family is worse.
Yeah.
Like, then you'll have to write lines like that.
Yeah.
No? You can always cover all that up with chunari. chunari.
Pal, you had a conundrum about toast.
I had a very quick conundrum about it.
Yeah.
I was in a hotel in Pune and I was at the morning breakfast and there was toast in front of me in a toaster,
I'm one of those, the conveyor belt toasters.
the toaster machine.
It just goes
Exactly that noise.
very
The
slowly.
machine and toaster was making toast.
Right.
Now, I stood right in front of the toaster machine. It makes 6-7 toasts at one time.
Well, yeah.
And the people in line behind me thought I was from the hotel. And so they started asking me, can you give us 2 butter toasts? And I had to explain that I'm not from the hotel.
Right.
I'm just getting my own toast.
I'm
They
waiting
said,
here for toast."
Sorry, but they didn't really believe me.
Yeah.
They're like, "But can we get 2 brown bread toasts?" Because I stood in a way where I looked like I could be dispensing toast.
Right.
Then I moved away because I was insulted.
Yeah.
But then I lost my own toasts.
That happens.
My slot got stolen.
Yeah.
So my conundrum is, where do you stand in the breakfast toaster area?
Where
Where you are not considered either a hotel employee who will give you toast, at the same time you don't lose your toast.
See,
Or block the line.
yeah, because there's a many problems with this rotisserie of toast that takes place.
Yeah.
One thing that I found is that even if your toast is not stolen, which often happens.
Toast. You go for 2 minutes. The boiled egg will not get stolen.
No,
the
no,
puri
no.
bhaji won't get stolen.
But the toast gets
The
stolen.
Toast is chopped.
And the other thing
It's a real conundrum. I don't know why you're laughing. I mean, this is not a comedy podcast.
No. Sometimes what happens is that the toast disappears
Yeah.
into the innards of the toaster.
That so many times. Especially how many people at breakfast look into that toaster to see why it didn't come out on the other side. Because it's supposed to go through the thing and fall in a tray.
But
And
sometimes
goes in and
it doesn't
come.
fall. It doesn't
Come out. It falls in the back somewhere. There's somewhere in the world, there's a pile of thousands of toast that have fallen, but
That
it
is fallen.
doesn't do that.
It doesn't
circle.
return. It doesn't return. And that's
The
the.
machines
It's
are
like a
faulty.
void. It's a black hole of
You're
toast.
waiting there for hours,
You know what?
for days.
And when it comes out,
Yeah.
it's burnt.
It's
to a
burnt.
fucking crisp.
So
like
you
your
think,
bag.
what happened in the bag?
It's like your bag is smashed.
Yeah.
Basically, you see a bag going perfectly normal,
Yeah.
and then when it comes out of the other end, it's like it's just like clothes everywhere.
Do you think there's a mean hotel employee who's on the other side of this toaster, who's either taking it to fuck with the guests,
Yeah.
or just crushing it and then sending it back?
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, see, when I go there,
Yeah.
I put in safety toasts.
Okay.
So
Because you'll know two are gone.
one is going to go to theft, one is going to go to the
Missing.
toaster, and one is going to come to me.
Yeah.
So I just say, fuck it,
So
I'm
if you
putting
want
3.
it for your family, you put 8, 9.
I'll
and
just
then
keep putting
hope.
it. I'll just keep putting it, and then whatever comes up, whatever you get, it'll get eaten. There's so many people. Someone's going to come and flick
And
a few
how
toes.
come everyone knows this?
Yeah.
Okay, but no one ever says this is the ultimate like urban myth. No one ever goes to the hotel and says 3 toes went in.
Yeah.
Why did only one come out?
So what I do is one is that if it's a hotel that's offering many different kinds of bread,
Yeah.
I pick a bread that I
Yeah.
know that not everyone's going to go for. See, because if it's brown, I know people are going to flick it.
Yeah.
If it's white, I know people.
Yeah.
If it's some fuck all looking,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
people are not into
Yeah.
too much of these
Weird
loaves,
brioche.
which
Yeah,
it's like a weird loafish kind of
Yeah.
thing, like a oval loaf, and I
Yeah.
like those breads.
Yeah.
Or sometimes I say, fuck it, I'll just put a piece of sliced cake in there,
Yeah.
and I'll eat my eggs with that.
It's a buffer.
It's a buffer thing because I know no one's going to eat toasted cake.
Yeah.
So I put.
You're alone in this.
I'm alone, so I just put some weird bread.
Yeah.
I'll put either the French loaf. I'll cut a few slices of that and I'll put that in, or I'll put that big brown bread. I just cut up two massive pieces and I make it look weird that people don't want to pick it up.
And you observe from a little distance.
And I know that no one's going to touch this piece
and
of
the
bread.
thieves come, huh? They
They
explore.
come, but they're like, not this one. Like I would have taken it, but this is looking too weird.
Yeah.
So I mess around with the form a little bit, so that I know that I'm going to get toast at the end, but it might not be what I wanted, but it's close enough.
Definitely the longest part of the breakfast is this massive sort of negotiation and manipulation.
See, the thing about
Eggs
toast
you
and
order
eggs,
at the
but the
table.
thing about the timing of eggs and toast
Yeah.
is such a complex thing.
Yeah.
At breakfast, you want to eat your eggs with the toast, right?
Yeah, that's nearly.
Now, when you order the eggs,
Yeah.
the eggs will come, then there won't be toast.
Yeah.
Then you'll start eating your eggs. By the
Yeah.
time you're getting through your eggs, the toast will arrive.
Yeah.
If you've ordered the toast separately and said, can you just get me 2 pieces of toast? So then you're saying that,
But
no,
when
I'm
you
going to...
tell the guy, can you get me 2 pieces of toast? That guy goes in that line only.
No, what he does is that he goes and steals someone else's toast.
Yeah.
And that...
It's a vicious sort of thing.
It's a vicious circle of
that
theft.
guy for revenge,
Will go and steal someone
someone
else's.
else toast or put in 4-5 toast, knowing
Yeah.
2 will be stolen, 2 will be gone.
It's a nexus, I tell you.
This is the greatest problem of the world.
Yeah.
It's not the virus.
No.
This.
Kunal,
Yes.
education conundrum.
Okay.
I have 2 cousins, 13 and 10. They recently changed schools, and at the new school they have enrolled in, it doesn't have any exams, tests, homework, or assessments of any sort. They're given grades based on their class performance, and that's pretty much it. They straight have exams when they're in 10th grade or something. How does that work? Aren't exams supposed to train you to perform under pressure and stuff? Is this school preparing them for failure? They don't have exams in schools anymore? I don't have kids, so I don't know.
Well, my kids go to a similar sort of setup. And
No
now-
exams at all.
Well, not till the 7th grade, and then they have tests and things, but it's not like a major make or break sort of thing.
I kind of agree with this Anon guy. Meaning, like, in class 4, I got into my car with my mom, and my mom says, "How was your day in school?" And I said, "No, it was a fine day." My mother snatched my maths book, opened it. I was tested. It was out of 100. I got 39. Immediately, she took the same book and thwacked me on my nose and then hit me on the back of my head. And then went home and gave me lunch. So, I don't know if it's good or bad character building, but at least I knew where I stood with her and how she felt about the result. So, when exams are not there, it's all about feeling. Does it make relationships hard? I don't know. I mean, you are a parent whose
No,
kids
I,
have
I
no
mean,
exams.
I mean, I'm not all for exams. I mean, I don't know what they really achieve. The only thing is that I feel exams should exist if they continue to exist through your life. I mean, I know that everything is a test and everything.
Yeah.
Like, when I'm performing in front of the camera, or you're doing stand-up comedy, it's a sort of like an exam,
Test.
right?
Every day
it's a
is
sort
an
of-
exam,
It's
yeah.
an exam, but that's life, right? So every day is a sort of test, but life in any case is throwing you these tests every day. It's like a written exam. I mean, saying unless you went to work and work was also about exams. Exams should exist if they continue through your life with
life.
your performances, with like how you do in office. Like, say you go into office and you haven't done, like, say, Anubhav, where's the presentation? And you're like, sir, I haven't done it, so I didn't finish it. And you get one slap. Or you said, you come to my office right now.
In front of
Or you
everyone.
come to the MD's office.
And he slaps me.
Not the MD's office. Just come and meet the MD. And, you go
And
meet
I'm
the MD.
pulled.
You're pulled by your shirt and your tie and all, and you take
The
him to
MD has the team leader has a ruler.
ruler. He's got a ruler and he's got a duster also for no reason.
Hit me in the back of my knee.
Yeah.
Like
And
we
he
used
gives
to
you
do.
2-3 whacks. Fart. No presentation. Fart.
Oh.
How are we going to get clients? Where's the 40% growth?
And all the other sales team are like, fir mara dekho.
Yeah.
But also, I think that it allows for a lot of character building. There was I'm naming all the people I went to school with, but there's a guy called Rahul Jedkar who got 0 in chemistry, 0 out of 100. And I remember him going to my friend Samrat Dasgupta and saying, "Bahut kharab ho gaya." And Samrat saying, "Don't worry, itna kharab aur kabhi nahi hoga." Because they give you 1 for writing your name.
Yeah.
So next time, if you just wrote your name,
get
you
one.
probably get 1. I think exam teaches proper character building. Like Nishan Jalan, I remember there was a physics question about center of gravity. Why do we bend down while climbing uphill? Climbing uphill. Why are we bending down? Why do human beings bend down? And he said, because we're trying to get closer to God. We want to bend down. Now, when the papers were being distributed, this was a special moment where D-Day was our physics teacher. He pulled Nishan and slapped him in front of everyone. So he read out the answer and then he hit him. So look what it did for his character. Like, not only am I going to embarrass you with what I've given you, which is 12 out of 100, I'm also going to physically assault you.
Yeah.
I'm going to pull your head, show you your answer, and I'm going to hit you on your face. Now, you'll remember that. Why are these memories vivid? I'm
saying that you'll
46
remember
years
it,
old.
but see, that's why I'm saying that I don't know how useful this is to character building. I'm saying that it is useful if it continues through your life.
Yeah,
and I feel
yeah.
that it should not fall off.
It should not.
That's why I'm saying that when a movie releases,
Yeah.
Karan Johar as a film out.
Yeah,
or
all of you
whatever
are in
is.
it, let's say 5-6 of you.
I'm in it.
Yeah, Deepika Padukone
Deepika is
is
in it.
yeah.
Ranveer Singh is in it.
Yeah. And you're called into his office.
And someone has directed it.
Yeah.
Ayan Mukherjee.
Ayan.
has
You're all
directed
called
it.
in.
And we're all called in. It's a massive flop. Okay? One song has worked. Or not even.
The reports have come in.
The reports have come in and the reports are bad.
He's sitting there.
And he's sitting there on his table with all the reports.
He's got a cane.
Yeah. And he's got one cane and he's like, just, what is this, Ayan? Like, so,
Sorry, sir. Sorry. I did my best,
sorry, I
sir.
did my best. Yeah, you did your best, huh?
And it has to be unexpected. He thinks he's going to hit Ranveer.
Yeah.
Then Ayan gets it.
And Ayan gets it. Fat.
Sir.
Deepika, I don't hit girls. I don't hit girls. You kneel down over there in the corner.
No, but sir, please. Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening and sending in your conundrums. We
Love you.
Yeah, we do. So to all our Patreon subscribers, please send in more conundrums for our next listener special, which will be
In a few weeks.
In a couple of weeks.
And we love you.
yes, bye.
And thank you for 2022 listeners. It's
been
great
a
to be
good-
back.
Good year.
You have, I was going to say energized and rejuvenated as one word. You have
Re-energized.
us. So we will keep going.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye. You're kissing them now.
I'm just getting carried away. End of the year, I don't know. I just got carried away.
Keep it in control.
Yeah. I'll never see any of the listeners. I'll just end up kissing a microphone for no reason.
You were listening to Our Last Week. Produced by Rajesh Tahil and Avdut Khanolkar. Hosted by Anubhav Pal and Kunal Roy Kapoor. Assistant producers Akansha Kadam and Rahul Vaswani.